Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Albino's Platinum Relic Time Trials. I'm starting to bunch these together now, because, you know, if I upload them one at a time all the time, I've been spam uploading them, so it's been like clogging feeds. But this is Up the Creek, followed by The Lost City. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get Up the Creek out of the way, you know, watch the original footage, and then slow it down, do all the tips and that, and then we just go right into The Lost City. So if you're here for one of these or the other, then feel free to skip anything that doesn't concern you. But otherwise, I feel it is better if I group these into at least 2 per video. You know, that way we don't have a bunch of useless videos. Like, nobody's trying to look up how to speed up in friggin' like boulders, right? Or like or Hog Wild, or a different level like that, really. So, you know, levels where, like, platinum is all but guaranteed if you just don't mess up. But yeah, so, you know, again, I'll stop talking now, and then we'll go back through this one, analyze that, then we'll go to Lost City, see that one, commentary list, and then go through that one, analyzing as well. I will see you soon. Alright, that is 1:14:64, which, not my best time, but mildly close. Close enough. It's still platinum, so now let's go back and look at what we got going on in the beginning here, which, if you would not, like, lag, that'd be great. Okay, so let's start it over. Okay, so first things first, easy, just jumping. Nothing specific going on here yet. Avoid the fish, which jumps in a way that would never be in your path to begin with, so it doesn't matter. You know, you just want to keep moving as forward as possible, and if you're ever at a point where 2 leaves cross, it doesn't really matter when you jump on the other one, as long as you just do it eventually. Then we go through the purple. You want to jump over the rolling monkeys, make sure you don't get hit by them, and then jump immediately from that leaf onto there. And then there's 2, I've done this 2 different ways. And the way that is not shown here is the way that got me the slightly faster time. And that is, if you do not wait for this plant, because if you keep going, it will close its jaws on you for sure. But you have an Aku Aku mask, so if it closes on you, it'll just make you jump slightly, and then you'll land on those lily pads, and then you'll have saved yourself the extra time you otherwise would have spent waiting. But this time I don't do that, because there's another part at the end where you can kind of do that. But I don't do it there either, so it ends up that I just kind of waste my mask, but, you know, you're still getting platinum. It doesn't really matter particularly. Now, this monkey will occasionally, you'll jump on him, and you don't want to be doing that. But yeah, anytime there's a box on a rock or anything, make sure you don't lose time spinning. That means run to the side of it. Don't ever actually run into the box and spin it, or make sure you're spinning before you're going to. So yeah, like, that was terrible what I just did. This is like the worst way to break a box. I should have just continued going straight, but then I went left for some reason. I kind of like mildly brain panicked. But yeah, like, that was bad. That cost me time. That probably cost me my better time by doing that. But yeah, if you think the fish is going to jump while you're jumping, just spin in the interim. Like, spin as you're jumping. That way you don't have to slow down. And then, yeah, there you go. So that's another time where you can use your mask, if you want. But really, at this here, you're not really losing time, because again, you have to wait for the leaf to cross back over this way, and then jump as early as you possibly can to get a good time there. So using the mask on this plant is not entirely intuitively helpful. But, you know, regardless of what does or doesn't happen, this is still a platinum-worthy time. And that is your tutorial for Up the Creek. And now we are going to move right along into the Lost City, which is like, just let it go right in there. Okay, and I'm going to be quiet for the entire duration of this, because I already did my intro. There's a slight, like, video to sound delay by, like, 1/3 of a second. I'm not sure what that's about, but hopefully it's not too annoying. Especially because you can probably barely hear the audio anyway. way I record this, I can't really have it up that loud. Because it's like QuickTime, I'm screen... in case you're wondering how I record this, I screen capture on my Mac with QuickTime Player the full screen iMovie video of this. So like I capture the footage, I import it to iMovie, and then I go full screen and display capture or screen, or, you know, record the entire screen, and then that's when we get this. You know, it's not like the best way to do things, but it works. I like it. I like being able to pause and, you know, fast forward and everything. It was the only way I could think of to get that sort of thing happening. But yes. Alright, I'll be quiet now for sure. Alright, and that's the Lost City at 124, 11 seconds better than my last run that I had. And so now I have just like a really competitive time for this level, which I'm proud of. So let's move it back. There you go, and begin. Okay. Play by play, let's do this. So, yep, just go right in there, run, and then quickly. And then, yeah, it's very specific. This saves you about a full second, maybe a little less than half a second. But yeah, the running, like here, and then continuing to go, and then just before the pillar pushes you off, you've got a little bit of a landing zone so that you can jump around it. Anytime you can, you should be jumping around pillars rather than waiting for them to retract. And then yes, also always be spinning the bats whenever you can, as opposed to waiting for them to go. Unless you're, like, spinning the entire line, which you can't do, but you should always try and cut in like, the middle and get everything that you can. But yeah, this level, more than most, has a lot of room for improvement. There are a lot of ways that you can sort of optimize what you're doing. So then we come here. Your rhythm for the rest of the level is going to be what depends on how you get here. But yeah, you definitely want to bounce right on that 3. And you want to do it pretty early. You want to jump from this platform to the box as soon as you really humanly can to make sure that you can land back on the platform before it gets too high. And then also you can jump up there and try super hard to land on that one. It's really, really difficult if you're not fast enough to go right from here to here to here. You've got to be a lot faster than you think you need to be in order to not have to wait for another revolution up here. But yeah, you want to jump instantly up there for sure. This box is not worth getting ever. It doesn't create any time boxes, and even if it did, they would be in such a faraway place that it wouldn't be worth getting them. But yeah, then just alternate the protruding platforms. Very basic. And then get the box. Jump and spin the lizards when you can. It's the fastest way to deal with them, rather than trying to jump on them. And then, yeah, for this lizard, it's tempting to just, like, jump on this and then just immediately, like, jump over. But he waits just the tiniest little bit once you land here. So you have to wait for just a second and then wait for him to sort of crouch his legs and then jump, and then you can jump and spin him. And, yeah, spin the bats. Don't jump here, just run off this ledge while you spin the bats. It's better that way. And then you gotta wait for those to come back, but then try and go as fast as you can. And yeah, this is another case of running in front and kind of not giving a shit, but making sure that you're ready to jump around any exposed pillar as they push. You can kind of just improv that if you're really paying attention. Get the 3 up there. Get the 3 right there. And then, yep, just keep jumping down. You should be able to traverse the entirety of that path without having to stop. And we're still doing it. And then this is where absolutely, you can't get invincibility in this level, This is where absolutely just waste your mask on this lizard. Do not wait for him to do anything. Don't try and spin him because he sends you backwards in the opposite direction, which will probably make you fall like right here. Just run into his face, be like, bitch, I don't give a shit. And then do the same thing to this one if you don't jump on him in time. That is what you've saved these masks for, is to just fuck these lizards. So, yeah. And yeah, the exclamation mark box up here is not worth anything. So you don't need to worry about this lizard at all. Just, you know, get hit by him if you want, or jump on him, because if that is what works out for you. But don't do anything that'll slow you down at that time. And then we're at 124.82. This is like a full 20 seconds below platinum. I think the platinum time for this is like 145. And we're at 124. So when you're really like cutting corners and doing what you know you gotta do, you can get a super competitive time there. So I'm really proud of this time. This is probably one of my best platinum times, comparative to what the actual like Relic time is. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. That was Up the Creek and the Lost City, and I'm gonna be good about remembering names, hopefully. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll group them together from now on, so there'll be slightly longer videos, and they'll clog up the feed less. And I'll see you guys next time.